Hello! In this training, we'll go over how to navigate your dashboard as a manager or supervisor, how to view employees, timesheets, and also verify timesheets. So let's go ahead and get started. The first thing I want to do is come up to the blue bar in the left-hand corner and click my arrow next to my name. It's going to bring down a drop-down menu, and I want to either select Supervisor or Manager View. Once I've selected my supervisor or manager view, this is what you'll see. It says My Dashboard. And under My Dashboard, you have options. You can do pending transactions. It'll let you know what transactions that you may have pending that you'll need to approve, if any. You'll also have alert monitoring, and these could be any alerts that have been sent to you. And this is another option that you can use using your filters. We suggest clicking your pay group, making sure your status is active, and then you can also sort by manager or supervisor view, or you can also filter between dates. And then once you've made all of those selections, make sure to click apply, and it will list any alerts that you have below. The next option is employee punch status. Now the employee punch status is very important. This is where you'll want to come to view timesheets, because in this tab is where you'll be able to filter to see which employees actually worked within a specific pay period. So I want to go ahead and click my pay group, and that's the second option under policy group, so the second drop down option. And then I want to make sure that my status is active. And I can choose by supervisor, or I can also filter by manager. Once I'm content with my selection, I'm going to click apply. Now the list of all of my employees who I manage or I supervise will show up in the list below. Now the next thing I need to do is I need to look at this date and time column, because this is actually going to tell me if that employee actually entered time for this pay period. So that's also going to let me know whether I need to check their timesheet or not. So this is going to keep you from having to go into timesheets that don't have time. So I'm looking at this employee and they did enter time, because according to the date and time, it's within that pay period time frame. So I'm going to come over here to click View, or you can just click anywhere on the gray bar here. And here's my timesheet. I need to review the timesheet, make sure everything looks good before I verify it. So I'm going to come up here to Time Card Report. For this training purpose today, I'm going to run the time card report, but in our next tutorial, we'll go over reporting. And I'll show you how you can run all the time card reports in one report versus having to open them up individually. Remember, when we review the time card report, we want to check the project code. Let's make sure there's a project code for every single entry and that it's the correct project code. The next thing we want to look at is the earnings and hour column. Double check that mileage, make sure it's a reasonable amount of mileage for what they're claiming. Check for those hours, make sure those are correct. Then you want to look at the labor summary. It's going to have everything broken down by project code. And then you have an earnings summary, and that's going to give you your totals for hours and any other earnings that you may have entered. Okay. Once I am satisfied with that, I'm going to click out of iSolved up here. It's going to take me back to my timesheet that I need to verify. I'm going to come over here to where it says verification partially verified. That lets me know that the employee has verified, and as you can see, there's a check mark, their name, their email address, and the date and time they approved it. I'm going to check my check marks. And my verification is successful, and you can see I've approved it, and now it's going to move on to the manager. And vice versa, managers, you'll be able to see where the employee has verified it as well as the supervisor. If you want to go back to your dashboard, you're going to come back over here to your left-hand pane and click Dashboard. And it's going to bring you back to your dashboard. This concludes our training on how to navigate the dashboard, as well as verify employees, determine if employees work this pay period,